It is now time for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag climatologist and Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Al Dutcher. Well, Al, the start of the week was beautiful, at least here in eastern Nebraska. What are you seeing in the weather outlook?
Well, Bryce, we've had some very nice weather during the middle of the week. Can't complain about that, with temperatures moving up into the 50s into the low 60s. Unfortunately, with the storm system that came through eastern Nebraska during the last 24 hours, and it continues on as it moves toward the south and east, we're seeing some very cold temperatures coming into the region. So we'll take a look at the models here in a second, but I just want to let everybody know the reason that I'm doing this right here from the phone is simply because I had a positive COVID test. Thankfully, at this point in time, I have had no ill effects, and hopefully we'll be back to our normal schedule next week. So let's go to the upper air models and see what we might have in the store as we move through this next 7-day period.
As we can see from today's upper air chart, there's an upper air low that has dived all the way down into deep southern plains region. This is a storm that brought all the snow to eastern Nebraska and Iowa. By the time we get into this morning, we'll see that snow wrapping around and ending in eastern Nebraska and then moving and shifting toward the Ohio River Valley. By the time we get into tomorrow, that upper air low will be centered over the lower Ohio River Valley, with the low pressure system along the surface bringing heavy snow to the mid-Atlantic and eastern seaboard, particularly as we go into Monday morning. In the backside, some few scattered snow flurries across the upper plains region, and then we start to see the ridge building from the west back into our region, and that should help to start warm temperatures up. It's going to be a very cold weekend for most of eastern Nebraska. By the time we get into Monday, a massive snowstorm over the northeast, and we see a weakening of the flow from our north, and we see more of a north-northwest flow as low pressure develops over eastern South Dakota and the Texas Panhandle. That will bring in that warmer air to our west. Unfortunately, there'll be a quick-lived warmth as we start to see cold air build in on Wednesday, pulling that into our region, glancing below more toward eastern Nebraska, less of an impact on western Nebraska. As that high pressure moves over a region, we may see a few scattered flurries along the Great Lakes and maybe some upslope flow in Montana. And then by Thursday, that trough starts to lift toward the northeast and high pressure builds back into the plains region. And we should start to see a warming trend as low pressure starts to develop in northeastern Colorado. That will help lift warm air up from the southern plains into our region. And much warmer temperatures as we get into Friday, probably returning back up into above normal category. The thing I would pay attention to is the models are indicating a much colder period developing with another Arctic surge as we get into the later part of next weekend. So the 8 to 14-day forecast from next Thursday to the following Tuesday looks to show that cold air entrenched well over the Great Lakes region. And if we look at the precipitation tendencies with those troughs coming into the Great Lakes, we may see some upslope flow against the Rockies, particularly giving us a chance for above normal moisture in eastern Montana, all the way down through the northwestern one half of Nebraska. So overall, it looks like a fairly warm trend ahead of us, and hopefully we will see much better conditions.